Good evening, guys. Welcome to another Bannerlord live stream. How's everyone doing this evening? So we're playing the Wednesday Coronis Ibericus event today, and this is one of the biggest Bannerlord battles of the week. It's honestly between this one and the BRE Sunday one. It's typically the event that attracts the most players. So guys, we're going to do the usual formats. I'm going to chat to you guys a little bit. We're going to have a little bit of banter back and forth in the chat, and then we're going to get into the sweet medieval action once the round begins. So if anyone joining today is new to these, this is basically a weekly event where around 400 to 500 players get into a huge online multiplayer battle and basically just duke it out between two teams. It's probably the closest that you can get to real medieval pitch battles as far as gaming is concerned, you know, when it comes to PvP. So who we got in the chat tonight? Omakurikan, welcome, bud. Queen Sports, good to have you here, bud. Now there's a familiar face. So anyone who has been watching me before, you'll notice there's something a little bit different about the UI tonight. I've tried to get the chat on the go so that when I'm talking to people, you guys can see what I'm looking at, but also just to show you a bit of information about how you can join these events, so on and so forth. And also, if you look right down in the bottom right hand corner, which is that way for you guys, I actually have managed to work out how to put the most recent subscriber into that little box just there. So Andrea May, thank you for subscribing, bud. I appreciate that. And I will thank every single person who also subscribes during the stream and goes into that box. So guys, enough of my face. Let me switch over to the game camera and let's see what we're dealing with tonight. So we are joining the event during the warm-up phase. We're just at that point in the battle where all the different various clans and teams are spawning in. So this isn't a real fight. This is just the warm-up round where everyone can just have a bit of fighting practice before the round begins. So hopefully we'll be seeing some much more trained battle lines than what we're seeing here when the event formally begins. But let's just have a little walk around the battlefield, and I'll see if we can find any kind of familiar clans and familiar faces. So this shield right here, this is the clan called Blood Diamond, one of Bannerlord's oldest clans. I think they might have been around during the warband days as well, but formidable fighters. And you can usually spot these guys because not only have they got their clear red diamond on their shields, you always see them wearing this really cool kind of black leather armor, really channeling those medieval vibes. Who else have we got in the battle today? We've got Le Couronne Francais, the French crowns. These guys are easily denotable by their blue, white and yellow branding. And they even have the old French fleur-de-lis icon on their uniforms. Very authentic indeed. Who else have we got? I think I can see a little gathering over here by a most familiar clan. This is Imperium Polskie, a Polish clan. Often you see them on horseback, but looks like for this event they will be fighting on foot with the Allies. So two teams will duke it out tonight, guys. We have the event hosts, who are Coronis Ibericus. They will be forming one side of the battlefield, extremely large Bannerlord clan that can often bring a few hundred players to the field, and they will be fighting a coalition of smaller clans who will basically be going up against them. So we've got about 400 players in the game so far, and I think we are still waiting for a few more to join. So give it a few minutes, and hopefully we'll get the full sort of 400 to 500 that we're after, and the event will formally begin. Guys, I will be keeping an eye on chat tonight, so if you've got any questions about the channel or just want to say hi, give me a shout. I'm also streaming both to YouTube and Twitch tonight, so I've managed to work out how to get the messages for both through to my face just here, so message me on either platform and I'll be able to see it and respond. So here we go, guys. Let's move through the battlefield and see who else we can see. There's a nice familiar one. This guy here in his black cross shield. This is the Teutonic Order. Not sure what country they're from, but what I do know, I mean, I'd guess probably sort of Germany, somewhere that way, but they are a formidable clan. I'm expecting good things from these guys on the battlefield tonight. Let's have a little sweep through as well. We've got these guys right here. This is a well-known clan. You'll probably recognize them from the BRE Bretonian Friday and Sunday events. Normally, you know, they have their very, very impressive custom skins and uniforms, and that guy goes down. Great timing. But during these CI events, they will be donning much more sort of traditional medieval uniforms. And I think no matter which duchy players are from, they will basically be fighting in one large group. And here we go. Here's the Bretonnian banner as well. So they'll be very, very easy to spot on the battlefield, because they will be fighting under this red and blue flag of the Bretonnians. Moving through here, these guys. Now this is a uniform that I absolutely love. This is the Principality of Toledo, which is one of the Corona Sibiricus duchies. Very, very cool armor. I love the almost like conquistador style helmets that they have going on, and the yellow and red branding, also very, very cool indeed. Not to mention the sigil of their group, the traditional double-headed eagle of Corona Sibiricus, but with a nice variation with all this kind of nice detail and gold leaf. Very, very nice. Over here, we have a knight from the Order of Santiago. Again, another duchy from Corona Sibiricus. Looking very, very fantastic in that white, almost Crusader-style uniform. Very, very cool. Who else have we got on the battlefield? Let's run through. There's just so many clans participating in these events, guys. Here we've got the Dukedom of Gibraltar. This, again, is another subdivision of Corona Sibiricus. I think this is their English-speaking division. Hence, they're named, you know, the Duchy of Gibraltar. One of the more English-speaking parts of the Spanish Peninsula, or Iberian Peninsula. Very cool, though. I like this guy's helmet. I don't think I've seen that one in Bannerlord before. It might be something custom, especially for their leader. Okay, guys, so good news. The countdown for the event has begun. So we've got about 290 players, sorry, 490 players in the event tonight. Hopefully, as the event goes on, more players join. We will get up to that 500 player mark. But guys, honestly, it is going to be an absolute spicy one. Gillen, welcome to the live stream, bud. Do you know what? We've got a few friendly faces here tonight. It's I think, you know, it's going to be action-packed, but I also kind of have that sense that it's going to be quite cozy in the stream tonight. A few of my fellow YouTubers. Guys, anyone watching, if you're looking for some more sweet Bannerlord content, Gillen the Great has a fantastic channel filled with lots of content from the Bretonnian clan, so absolutely worth checking out after this stream, because, yeah, it'll be a great compliment for what you're about to see here tonight. So here we go. Looks like we are fighting over control point B. And let's join this group here as they form up. It looks like we are starting on the Razvadal Rebellion side. So that's what we call both sides. One is the Corona Sibiricus side. One is the Razvadal Rebellion side, which is what we're looking at here. And we'll just call them Rebellion for short. Jack Eaton, my goodness, we've got so many like friendly faces tonight. How's it going, my man? Jack Eaton, also from the Kingdom of Arnor clan. They also do a very, very great weekly Lord of the Rings event. So guys, anyone new watching, just keep in mind that every single one of these characters on screen is a real player, and each group will be basically in their own voice chat or Discord. So a group like this, you know, they'll have the commander voicing out commands, and the infantry will all be in that group chat as well, following the orders. Honestly, watching these clans just kind of walk in formation with the cohesion they've got, very, very impressive, considering that they're all legitimate, you know, players. Over here, we've got the Vorzen clan. The guys in the black shields here. This is another Viking-inspired clan. Again, similar to Blood Diamond that we saw earlier. One of Bannerlord's oldest clans, I believe. Quite new to the scene. I've only been doing it for about 2 and a bit years, but they've certainly been around ever since I've joined. Let's put it that way. Oh, so let's move to the front line, guys. Look at this. You can see both sides forming up. It looks like the Rebellion are the first to take the capture point. So let's get a closer look at the Corona Sibiricus line. My goodness, guys. So I think this is all one clan and the subdivisions within their clan as we go down the lines. Oh, just look at the variation in colours. I have got the team markers switched off just to help with the kind of cinematic immersion. But guys, I will try and be your guide during this event and help you understand who is who. and what's on what side. But the best thing you can do during this event is just look at the numbers at the top. That gives you the overall score for each of the teams. And basically, there's 2 victory conditions. Either you whittle your opponent down to nothing, or you take and hold the capture point, which is the control point B here. So as the Rebellion have this at the moment, they can afford to sit back and wait for Corona Sibiricus to come to them. Oh, so here we go, LGA in the middle here. This is Le Garde L'Aube, which I think is French for Guard of the Dawn. This is a French player, Bobcat's clan. He also has a fantastic Twitch channel worth checking out. I'm sure he's probably live streaming the event tonight as well, so if you fancy a bird's eye, or should I say, ground level view, his is one to watch for sure. So here we go, guys. Teams manoeuvring into position. We'll probably see the first fighting ever so soon. Here we go. And Castile and the main Corona Sibiricus line heading in, pushing the centre, and they have now managed to take back control point B. But the Rebellion, they are holding firm. You can see here Bretonia, Garde L'Aube, this blue and yellow clan who are the Kingdom of the Franks, very, very nicely holding the centre and keeping Corona Sibiricus in check. So we've got the main battle line in the centre there. Imperium Polskia there, choosing to get committed, fighting for the CI Corona Sibiricus side. Oh my goodness, guys. Just look at the number of players on this battle. So at the moment, we do have a pretty steady battle line. However, the Rebellion is really, really pushing on this side. I think we've got HGA, who are the guys in the green. They are pushing against the Order of Santiago. If they can just get enough momentum and push through, they might be able to get behind Corona Sibiricus. Oh, but look at this! The Principality, or the Dukedom of Gibraltar, massively pushing round the right-hand side. The Rebellion middle has absolutely crumbled in the centre. And just look at the score at the top there, guys. I think the Rebellion are the score on the left. Corona Sibiricus are the score on the right. So CI, Corona Sibiricus, have the ever so subtle advantage at the moment. They're ahead by about 15, 20 men or so. They push through on this side, and all the stragglers from the Rebellion can do is just move backwards, try and hold off for as long as they can, and try and delay the enemy. I think the majority of the Rebellion force is now over here. Looks like the lines have done the old switcheroo. So the Rebellion have pushed through on one side, Coronis on the other. They are pushing around this right-hand side, just trying to get around. And we kind of have this nice kind of vortex on the go. Look at this. Corona Sibiricus pushing at the top. Rebellion pushing on the bottom here. Oh my goodness. This is a tense battle, guys. I think Corona Sibiricus have the numbers to take this one, but let's just see how it plays out. HGA over here in the green, doing their best to defend against superior numbers. Considering they're outnumbered 2-1, they are still managed to hold a rough kind of battle line, but as more members of Corona Sibiricus come in, that battle line crumbles and they get cut down. There we have it, guys. Just 2-3 members from the Rebellion left on the field. I think that's a Corona Sibiricus victory in the first round. Really, really well played. So that's a win to the event organisers. The light blue shields, Gillen. Do you mean the white and the kind of like almost teal blue guys? That's the Duchy of Gibraltar. I'll try and zoom in on them as they form up, just to see if we can just verify that that's who you mean. But I think the CI Corona Sibiricus side will be starting over here. Let's have a little look here. Here we go. So I think you're talking about these guys here, aren't you? In the blue and the white. This is a newer dukedom from Corona Sibiricus, and this is the Duchy of Gibraltar, who are a number of English-speaking players. The reason why I say English-speaking is because Corona Sibiricus is typically a Spanish-European clan, but they do have subdivisions who have commanders and also speak different languages. So very, very cool indeed. I think actually for this team, there's a lot of ex-players from the Kingdom of Hordaland in this one, and also in Castile, who are the guys in the red and white here. And maybe I'm biased, but I always thought KOH attracted some of the best players, so, you know, obviously some formidable fighters indeed. So here we go, guys. This team is heading towards the front line, and if you're just joining us, there is an equal-sized army coming in from the other side of the battlefield. So if anyone watching tonight is less familiar with these events, just keep in mind that every single one of the guys you see here is a real player being controlled by a human being. There's no AI, there's no, player leading a unit of 10 AI units. This is all players forming up in various discords across the system, across the internet, and fighting alongside their brethren. The flag bearers are quite an important part of this multiplayer event, because when you're on the battlefield, obviously we get to see it from a nice top-down view like this, but when you are on the battlefield, you see it from this height, and actually seeing where your clan banner is, really, really handy. So here we go, guys. It does look like we're fighting over control point A, which is just behind the rebellion lines over there. And the rebellion have formed a really, really nice battle line on these rocks, nicely protecting the flag. And here we go, guys. Very, very small contingent. This is the clan that I play for, the Kingdom of Hordaland. We are slightly smaller at the moment, but we are recruiting. I'll tell you more about how you can join us later on in the stream if you're interested. For now, though, we'll keep focused on the battle. So what's happening right now? It does look like a heavy presence from Corona Sibiricus is heading around the left-hand side. I think the clans here, Bretonia and Guard Laob, will probably want to reposition their lines as CI move around. Or maybe they're just going out on this side because they are well positioned to get a nice flank on the enemy over here. So the Order of Santiago, these white shields here, pushing against Blood Diamonds. It looks like Corona Sibiricus are choosing to go on the offensive once again, and they absolutely slam into the rebellion lines. Let's see if we can see any flanking on the go. Yep, huge flank from the guys at Corona Sibiricus over here. And the boys from Kingdom of the Franks desperately trying to fend them off. But guys, they just don't have enough infantry protecting these archers. The archers for now are silenced as they run away and try and save themselves from the enemy infantry. Oh, it's not looking good for them though. It looks like the rebellion archers are out of the fight for now unless something drastic happens and they turn it around. Moving back across here, huge push from Order of Santiago and Castile, moving through the rebellion center, pushing them back and back. Look, you can see here a few guys from the rebellion just trying their best to stem the tide, but there's just nothing they can do against superior numbers. I think that's it, guys. The men from Blood Diamond there being cleaned up by what remains of the Corona Sibiricus on this side. Elsewhere on the battlefield, we've got this looks like Le Couron Francais here, doing what they can against HGA. I think these guys in the blue are fighting for Corona Sibiricus. It looks like once again the HGA are forming a large part of the rebellion forces and do seem to be the last men standing. Oh, but they're being pushed by all the Order of Santiago on the left here. They fall backwards. We've got another push from Corona Sibiricus here coming round on this flank. And they absolutely sandwich the Bretonians and HGA in the middle. There's just nothing they can do, guys. I think, unfortunately, the rebellion lost that one quite early in the battlefield. I think the Corona Sibiricus clan were just able to push really early on and isolate a few of the rebellion clans. And cheeky bit, divide and conquer, guys, isolate the enemy and take them out. Combat Bear, is there an update? To be fair, bud, there might be some micro updates, but what you're watching in this stream is actually modded Bannerlord multiplayer. So this isn't an official version of the game. It is a modded online event that's available for PC players. Super easy to get into. So if you like what you see tonight, there is plenty of clans that you can join if you want to participate in these. And actually, guys, let me just switch back to the chat camera while we wait for the next round to spawn in. So reason why I'm going here is because along the bottom just here, I do have a couple of handy links. So if you are looking to join us at the Kingdom of Hordaland, it's the clan that I play for. It's the icon in the middle here. I've created a nice little link that will take you through to our Discord if anyone likes what they see and are interested in joining these events. So the koh.matchfiefdom.com, and that will take you through to our Discord where there'll be an application process. But yeah, we're pretty easygoing. We accept most people, provided you meet the requirements. Yeah. And also, guys, anyone new, I've got the nice new chat UI as well, which is over here. Just so that when I'm talking to you guys in this kind of camera mode, you can see what it is that I'm replying to. And, of course, my favourite new feature, which is this one here. Here we go. The latest subscriber, who is currently Andre Mac. Thank you, bud. I appreciate that. So let's go back to the game camera where round 3 is just about to commence. Combat Bear, I have got a link in the description of the video below as well. So either you can just go directly to koh.matsfiefdom.com. It's basically a redirect link that I've set up to our Discord. Or there is a clickable link in the YouTube description below, if that's easier. So let's see. We are joining the next event, or round 3, as we move in. Oh yeah, and Combat Bear, reason why I've called it the new Bannerlord is because, you know, it's kind of what most of us want Bannerlord to be, or certainly on the multiplayer scene. You know, just recently, a lot of these online events have come leaps and bounds, and I'm keen to get people back because, you know, we've all kind of seen Bannerlord multiplayer. We all played it when Bannerlord came out, had a little dabble in it for a couple of hours and decided it was a little bit boring. The reason why I've called this the new Bannerlord is because this is the multiplayer Bannerlord I think that we always wanted. So what I might do in future, just in case that's not clear enough, I might call it the new multiplayer Bannerlord. In fact, do you know what, bud? I'm going to update the title on the video after the stream, just so it's as clear as it can be. So here we go, guys. Coronis Ibericus forming up on this side. Their archers trying to get some pop shots. I mean, just look at eye level. This is what the archers see. So you've got to remember, although we know that the full rebellion line is over there, the only thing that these guys can see is maybe 4 or half of the army there. The rest is hidden just out of view. So Coronis Ibericus will be relying on horsemen and scouts to report back the enemy positions. Here we've got the Duchy of Castile, one of Coronis Ibericus duchies. A lot of formidable players. It looks like we are just in the setup phase where each team are just spotting where the others are and working it out. Oh, in fact, to be fair, I think the early game is over. It looks like we're heading into the real kind of battle phase now. The rebellion are pushing forwards. We've got a heavy presence from 2 huge Bannerlord clans here. Blood Diamond on the left, Bretonia on the right. And they have a lot of Coronis Ibericus in front of them. I hope they've got some more men to the left, which they do. Another Bretonian division. And Lagarde Laub on the left-hand side here, looking to wait till the battle begins. I imagine they'll be pushing in momentarily. Yep. I think for them, best thing they can do is just take on Castile head to head. I think, guys, this one's all going to be won on the flanks. I mean, these guys in the blue, they have their work cut out for them because that red and white clan are formidable. Some incredible players. So let's move down the battle line. We've got a pretty good solid line from both sides here. Neither team pushing through at the moment, and both sides on pretty even numbers. Cavalry are also racing around the battlefield. Let's see if we can find one of them. Yep, this is the Coronis Ibericus cavalry over here. Ooh, nice rear charge on the rebellion forces there. I'm sure they would have taken out a number of enemy infantry. They are racing around the back of their own lines, looking to move off and get ready for the next cycle charge. Looks like the rebellion are doing pretty well on this side. They do seem to be pushing Coronis Ibericus back. I think they've got quite a lot of men committed over here, so they're going to need to finish up really quickly and get their men back into the main fight, because I suspect Coronis Ibericus will be more winning on this side. Although that said, the Bretonians here actually pushing Coronis Ibericus back. Look, you can see the momentum there, moving from right to left. The BRE pushing the Order of Santiago back up the hill. And guys, when you've got this level of momentum, it makes it very difficult for the enemy to get hits. You know, usually it's the team with the momentum that typically deal the most damage, because they're able to get through and behind the enemy. And there we go. Bretonia all but clearing up on this side, supported by the Viking clan, Vorsen clan. Crikey, what a battle. We do have a few stragglers from Coronis Ibericus over here. So CI, Coronis Ibericus are just on the back foot, I think. This might be the first victory for the rebellion. Here they come, guys. Moving in unison, it's what we like to see. When players stick together as a solid group, you know, you can't beat that. It's the best tactic there is. Just overwhelm your opponent in certain locations on the battlefield. and clear them up as quick as you can. But then actually, the remaining Coronis Ibericus fighters also forming a nice group. BRE actually not liking what they see and just moving back ever so slightly. This is what I mean about momentum, guys. We're now neck and neck. Coronis Ibericus actually taking the lead. I did not see that coming. Can they do it? I think they might actually claw this one back, guys. It's not over for the rebellion, but I mean, they are going to have to fight hard now. They're 10 men down. CI also have a lot of horsemen on the battlefield. Oh, and guys, that's it. It's all over. Oh, for a second there, I genuinely thought that Coronis Ibericus were going to get defeated for the first time, and that was going to be a win for the rebellion. But unfortunately, it wasn't meant to be. And there we go. Control point C being raised in the name of Coronis Ibericus, who now have 3 wins for the event. Really, really good fighting from both sides. That was a really, really close round. So guys, as always, I will tell you right now, if you are looking to join these events and you've never seen this before but want to get involved, join the clan that I play for, the Kingdom of Hordaland. There is a link in the description of the video below. You can also go to koh.matsfiefdom.com and that will take you straight through to our Discord sign up as well. So I'll keep these plugs brief, but I just want to make sure if there's anyone out there who just wants a nice introductory clan to get them into these events and then, you know, branch out from there, this is a great place to start. I've found some lifelong friends here. I'm sure you will too. Anyway, guys, let's get back to the battle. So round number 4 is beginning to start. Bob Montfort. Yep, absolutely, buddy. W key equals win. S key equals lose. Yep, forward momentum always means a win. In fact, to be fair, I've heard from the pro players, even if you're outnumbered, like, you know, 3 players to 1, just move through them and like, get in there. Because if you move backwards, it's over. At least if you move forwards, you take the initiative and you might land a few more hits. Matteo, yeah, bud. He said, yeah, knew it was going to be a close one, but some Royal Guards were alive and they were the best fighters in CI. Yep, I agree, bud. I think they managed to clear it back. They're the guys here, aren't they? In the red capes. I think I might have accidentally called them Castile on a previous live stream just because one of them was carrying a Castile shield. But I gather for Coronis Ibericus, this is made up of a handful of the best fighters from a number of the dukedoms who formed together to create the royal unit, who typically will be moving with Sir Alex, who's the leader of Coronis Ibericus, or their king. But I'm not sure where Sir Alex is on the battlefield, actually. I've not seen him. He might be leading the cavalry division. He's normally quite easily distinguishable because he's the guy with the antler helmet. Oh, so here we go, guys. Bretonia getting aggressive. They were charging in, but I think good move. They've decided just to pause here, wait for their allies to catch up. Got cavalry from the Blood Diamond here, warding off the Coronis Ibericus cavalry, who are coming around the left-hand side here. And here we go. Fighting has begun. Hard push from the rebellion round the right-hand side there. Okay, positioning-wise, this is looking good for the rebellion. They actually have Coronis Ibericus nicely sandwiched in the middle. They got a nice flanking maneuver happening round here. These guys in Blood Diamond, they just need to push through. W key. And then on the right-hand side, I mean, yeah, still looking pretty good. I think the job of the rebellion here, just hold these central units in place and then wait for the allies to clear up on this left-hand side and move around. Here we go, guys. Momentum is building for the rebellion. It's looking really, really good. Look at the numbers at the top. Rebellion currently 40 men ahead. Oh, Simon Perigo, thank you for the follow, bud. I appreciate that. Same with Dominic Hinton. Really, really appreciate the follow, bud. It means a lot to me. Thank you very much. Yeah, this is just a small channel, so literally every single follow helps. So as we move in, it is forming into a slight Hollywood brawl, but if I just move this way slightly, the majority of Coronis Ibericus are on the left here, and you can see the rebellion moving in from the right. CI are holding a nice battle line at the moment, but I think as the numbers move in, yep, it begins to crumble, and they start moving backwards just out of necessity, We've got a few men here in their round shields from the Ome Guard, just trying to do what they can to hold back the flood. But guys, there's nothing they can do. They're now outnumbered by 100 players to 30. Or should I say 130 to 30, 100 difference. And I think that's it, guys. This might be the first victory for the Rebellion side. Really, really good fighting from both teams. And we like to see it because, you know, these streams get a little bit boring if it's too much of a steamroll. So the fact that the Rebellion have now clawed back a victory is a really, really good sign. You know, I think there's still time on the clock for at least another 4 or 5 rounds. So they're not down and out yet. They're really going to need to start winning rounds, though, if they're going to stand a chance at taking the event. There we go. 3 wins to Coronis Ibericus. 1 win to the Rebellion. So guys, just while we're waiting for that next round to spawn in, let's just have a quick catch up on the how things are going at the moment. So that last round, the reason why the Rebellion were able to win it that time is because Coronis Ibericus were nicely kind of sandwiched in the middle, and they had a very condensed line, and the Rebellion were just able to wrap around. So they had probably half as many men as Coronis Ibericus in the center, but that center line of the Rebellion, they just managed to hold back Coronis Ibericus for long enough for their allies to kind of sweep in from the sides and surround them. So really, really nice fighting from the Rebellion in that one. Let's see if they can keep it up. So round 4 is just beginning to move in, and Matteo, yep, such a nice coordination on the engagee from the Rebellion. Yep, I agree, bud. They fought really, really well in that battle. Hopefully, they'll be able to keep it up. So let's switch back to the game camera as round number 5 is starting to begin. Beginning is what I mean to say. Here we go. We've got the cavalry from Coronis Ibericus here, moving out in front. They're going to have to be careful though, because the Rebellion cavalry over there can be seen in the distance. Good tactic early game, because what the cavalry will be doing is they'll be moving through the enemy lines, just looking for weaknesses. You know, if archers have been left out on their own with no infantry protection, or maybe if they spot some infantry who just aren't paying attention. So here we go. And this is what I mean. HGA there, paying attention, they got their spears out. However, are these clans? Yep, they just noticed in time. Coronis Ibericus doing their best. Will they get some pop shots? Yes! This is what I mean, guys. Look, they've managed to take out a few infantrymen in there. 1 archer, one of these purple players. Really, really nice hits. Small victories, but, you know, it just whittles the enemy down before they even get to the front line. You know, it happens. I've been one of those players before where, you know, I've not been paying attention and I've been taken out in the first, you know, sort of 1 minute of the battle. But hey, you know, that's the way it goes. These are realistic events. Every player has 1 life until the next round starts. So if they get out, they'll just have to do what I'm doing and spectate the battle from afar. So here we have the Rebellion side forming up. This is a number of smaller Bannerlord clans. And guys, if anyone is joining us, just keep in mind that this is Bannerlord multiplayer. Every single character on screen is a real player. And I don't mean, you know, a real player leading some AI infantry. Literally every single person, a real player in various discords. Over on this side, we've got Coronis Ibericus. And yep, here's Sir Alex. Here's the leader of Coronis Ibericus that I was trying to find earlier. Easily recognizable with his stag helmet. Very, very cool. Possibly the most stylish man on the battlefield today. Ooh, and gunpowder units as well. Really nice. I'm not sure the mechanics of those, but I wouldn't be surprised if they've got some shield breaking mechanics. Able to pierce through and deal a lot of damage to those shields. Huge push from Coronis Ibericus over here. Look at this. Bretonia and the Kingdom of Hordaland here, choosing to fall back ever so slightly. These guys in the blue, this is the clan that I play for. Household Bannerlord clan. I'm spectating tonight, but sometimes you'll see me on the battlefield with them. There's a nice skirmish happening on the flanks over here. In the centre, ooh, Coronis Ibericus are managing to push around the edge here. Look, Castile now in the back lines of the Rebellion. But these guys here, facing forwards, they have no idea they're about to get hit in the back. And there we go, some really, really good hits. So although Coronis Ibericus flanking on this side, Rebellion are doing something similar over here. But look at the numbers, guys. I think that early flank from CI has got them a lot of kills early game. Look at that. They're currently about 60 men or so ahead in terms of soldiers alive on the battlefield right now. Plato, welcome to the stream, bud. Good to have you here. Have you seen these events before, or is this your first one? Let me know what you think either way. Oh, I mean, the Rebellion are doing their best over here. They got quite a big presence, but I'm sure we're about to see the remainder of Coronis Ibiricus slam into their flanks any second now. But I mean, that said, they're managing to push forwards quite nicely. Oh, guys, do you know what? Sorry, I've got confused with the scores. It's actually the Rebellion who are in the lead. This one always catches me out. You'd think after 2 years of doing this, I'd realise by now, but Bannerlord basically has this bug where the when you're in spectator mode, the scores at the top when you're in the round are actually reversed. So the yellow bar is the Rebellion, and the white bar is Coronis Ibiricus. So the Rebellion able to take that one nice and quickly. Another steamroll for sure. I'm surprised actually because from our vantage point, it kind of looked like Coronis Ibiricus got a really, really good early flank and managed to get behind the Rebellion. But I guess we must have just missed another equally impressive flank from the Rebellion on the other side. Yeah, really nice. So it looks like we are fighting over control point C in this next round, which is just about to begin as the men spawn in. Here we go. So I think let's start on the Rebellion side this time and watch as they spawn in. So guys, if you're just joining us, this is the Coronis Ibiricus Wednesday event where 500 plus players clash on the battlefield. So what we're looking at here is just one of the teams made up of 250 players. There is another equal sized army on the other side of the battlefield, and we are about to witness them clash like nothing you've seen before. To Valfajir, yeah, fair enough. Yeah, he's just said if you Google Coronis Ibiricus, we have a website. If you click on the login, you'll join the recruitment Discord. Yeah, fair shout. You know, if anyone is looking to join Coronis Ibiricus as well, you know, or any of the clans for that matter, you know, all of these clans have their own Discords and websites, and typically are very, very eager to accept new members, whether they're experienced or newbies. There's kind of a place for all players on the battlefield, so the Kingdom of Hordeland, which are the guys in the blue that I play for here, we typically have any new players holding the kind of frontline shield wall, while the more experienced ones tend to be the two-handed wielders who sort of get in there and do the damage. But guys, honestly, I can't really explain it. Just being one of these infantrymen on the front lines and staring down the opposing army as they approach you, it's an experience like no other. I don't know any other medieval game out there that offers something just quite like this. So the Rebellion are forming up. The men from Bretonnia forming up on the right. Ooh, and the Rebellion being quite cheeky in the middle. Coronis Ibiricus not liking what they see, choosing to fall back slightly and reform their battle lines. They're going to have to be careful though, because if their men get left behind you, they will get caught out. But fortunately, it does look like the whole army got the memo and they are all falling back, except for this guy here. You know, Bannerlord has this mechanic that when you get hit, you know, your momentum does slow down. So as soon as someone's landed that first hit, very, very difficult to escape. I'm not sure what's going on though. Are they leading the Rebellion into a trap? Really, really interesting start. I'm not sure I would have fallen back there, but, you know, maybe they saw something that I didn't. And here we go, guys. I mean, this is what I mean, actually. So the Rebellion, very, very quick to charge. And actually, these men here are too far out in front, and their allies are really far behind, still catching up. Look, so much of the Rebellion still in the back line down there. And the guys that have gone too far forwards being absolutely smashed. So, I mean, maybe there's method in the madness. Coronis Ibiricus look like they're retreating, but, you know, Battle of Hastings style. Turn it around and take out the pursuing enemy. Although that said, the Rebellion are doing well on this side. They're fighting off against Imperium Polski in the red shields. And the numbers still looking very even, actually. Coronis Ibiricus just ahead by 1 or 2 men or so. Moving around the battlefield. Man, this is a chaotic one. Often these battles do have very, very clear battle lines, but this one is just evolving into an absolute mosh pit of a brawl. Good to see, you know, at least we're getting a bit of variety on this channel. But typically, guys, when the battle turns into a mosh pit, the player deaths, or, you know, the players drop like flies. Does look like the Rebellion, though, are holding on nicely on this side. Coronis Ibericus doing as well as they can to stem the tide. But if I was a betting man, I would say the men from Coronis Ibericus probably over here. Slightly outnumbered and likely to get cleaned up. Let's see how they're doing on the other side of the battlefield. Okay, but yeah, on this side, Coronis Ibericus do look like they've got the upper hand. So probably what's going to happen is they'll clean up over here. They'll clean up over here, and then what remains of both teams will then duke it out in the centre. Although that said, Coronis Ibericus dual-handed Royal Guard here. There's like loads of them still left. They might actually be able to carry the battle over here. They are basically single-handedly stopping the Rebellion from finishing the fight over here. And yep, I think they've held out just long enough for their allies to sweep in. Yep, look, here comes the cavalry guys, the reinforcements for Coronis Ibericus. And they sweep in from the side. And I don't think the Rebellion's going to be able to last much longer against these odds. They're currently outnumbered about 2-1. Sorry, guys. Words are hard tonight. I'm just getting so excited by this. The words aren't coming out properly. Bob Montfort. If you want to join a Bannerlord clan, you got to join a cool clan like KOH. Absolutely, bud. I might be biased, but I think that's the best idea someone's had all day. So why don't we expand on that for just a second? So guys, if you like what you see tonight and you do want to get involved in these events, join me and the team at the Kingdom of Hordeland. We're the Viking guys in the blue shields, and we participate in most of the weekly big events just like this one. So if you're thinking of getting involved and you're not sure where to start, join us. There's a link in the description below, and you can also get to us by going to koh.matsfiefdom.com, which will also redirect you through to our Discord channel. So enough said, let's get back to the fight. We join the boys at Coronis Ibericus as they form up. Let's have a quick look. Are there any duchies that we haven't focused on yet? Yeah, here's one. So this is the Duchy of Navarre. Also, we've coined the name Christmas Clan. Although I'm not sure whether they like it or not. I've always thought these guys look like lovely little elves. Do you know what I mean? But don't let their cuteness fool you, because if you meet them on the battlefield, there's only one direction you'll want to run, and that's away. Facing against these guys, yep, formidable fighters indeed. I mean, just look at this battle axe. Nobody who's a newbie wields a weapon like that. Just doesn't happen. So here we go, guys. Coronis Ibericus moving off to the front lines. Do you know what? Let's do something a little bit different in this round. Let's just follow one of the groups. And do you know what group we're going to follow? The boys in the blue, the Kingdom of Hordeland. So just so I can give you a flavour of what like an individual clan might do. So this is the KOH, Kingdom of Hordeland, the clan that I play for. The boys in the blue shields. I think we're only bringing 10 or so men to the battle today. So we are preferring to form a kind of more shock infantry division. We haven't really got quite enough men to sort of hold the front lines. But let's just see what they see. Our leader, Mr. Postman, very authentic Viking name that, will basically be leading them in the Discord. And I think it's a wise shout to group up with the HGA and basically just help extend their battle line ever so slightly. So look, this is what the guys see. Huge push from Coronis Ibericus, but the guys just have to hold their nerve and hold this line. It does look like we are massively outnumbered on this side, although we do have allies coming from behind, so just slightly curving the line there, not retreating, but just wrapping it around slightly to brace ourselves. But guys, we're going to have to be careful because look, Kingdom of Hordeland fighting here. Huge presence from the enemy getting behind our lines and sweeping around us. And just look at this. They've absolutely wrapped around us. It's almost like a wave crashing against the side of our lines. And just like that, guys, the Kingdom of Hordeland pretty much no more. I think we've got the flag bearer and one man over here. They are doing what they can to fight back. But, you know, there's nothing they could do against such odds. Valiantly fought regardless. In fact, look, here's a third guy here as well, doing what he can. Very nice. As there's so few of us left, let's just move back to getting a general view of the battlefield. So let's zoom out. You can see the cavalry from Coronis Epiricus here, moving around the edges, looking for those pop shots. They're moving around, just looking to find any stragglers that have broken away from the formation. But most of these are their allies. They move into this blue and yellow clan here. Not sure if they got any kills there. I heard quite a few spears make contact, so I think that was probably a lot of damage for the horsemen. Moving over here, we've got the Ome Guard. These are the black round shields. This is another subdivision of Coronis Epiricus. They are fighting with their allies in this slightly more less dense battle happening on this side. Coronis Epiricus do seem to have the advantage over here, so I think they'll clean up ever so shortly. Further down here, the main fight is still in full swing, and I'd say this is much more contentious. Huge presence from the rebellion side here. Although the Coronis Epiricus team do seem to hold the centre. As we zoom out, I think at the bottom of the screen there's a few of the rebellion. Over here under the trees, we've also got a fair presence from the rebellion side. The rebellion slightly on the back foot now. They've got 10 less men. But keep in mind, guys, you know, the counter at the top is just lives remaining, not the actual state and health of the units that are left. So anything could still happen. Let's see if the rebellion can fight off superior numbers and lead their team to a third victory. Ooh, that said, though, it's not looking hopeful. They are slowly dropping. They've got about half as many players. I mean, it's probably over. But let's put it this way. If the rebellion do manage to bring it back now, that would be super impressive. And there we go. That rebellion whittled down to the last 6 men. And that is game over. That will be a 5th victory to Coronis Epiricus. Akula, welcome to the chat, bud. Let me just switch back to the main camera while we're waiting for the next round. Yeah, good to see you watching our battle. Cheers from Gibraltar. Yeah, honestly, bud, great fighting. I've been following you guys as the battle's been progressing. And there's been some really good fighting from Coronis Epiricus tonight. And evidently so from the score that we've seen. So well played. Nice. Yeah, cool. Sorry, guys, just reading through a few other messages. Just seeing what's come through. So let's switch back to the game camera. And let's see what's going to happen in the next round. So this is round number 7, just coming to a close. They're just clearing up the last enemy, and there we go. The last man goes down, and that is a 5th victory to Coronis Epiricus. Guys, if anyone is spectating, this is the Wednesday Coronis Epiricus event for Bannerlord. What we're witnessing tonight isn't vanilla Bannerlord. It's a modded multiplayer event that only happens on certain times and days of the week. Predominantly from European players, but we certainly have a number of our friends from across the Atlantic as well, fighting from America, who I gather it's probably mid-afternoon for them, whereas it's currently about 20 past 8 for me here in the UK. So let's follow the rebellion this time as they form up. I think let's do something similar to what we did before, but rather than follow the Kingdom of Orderland, let's follow the Bretonnians, a slightly bigger force. These are the guys that you often see in some of the other events, you know, with groups like Montfort, Aquitani, Gizeru, but they are fighting under a single Bretonnian banner today. It looks like their men are formed in 3 divisions. We've got a smaller division at the front here. We've got the heavily armoured dual-handed division in this full body armour. And then we've got the main Bretonnian line here bringing up the rear. They will be being led by this player at the front here. Not sure who it is that's leading today, but probably one of the experienced Bretonnian leaders for sure. If anyone knows, pop a message in the chat. So rather than looking at it from the bird's eye view, this is what the average player sees. You know, they will just be one man at eye height, looking to see where the enemy are coming from. And yep, look, Coronis Epiricus have been seen in the distance, forming up, and the men from Bretonnia forming to take the right flank. Probably a good shout, because they're a large clan. They can probably single-handedly hold one of the flanks from the army. Although it does look like they are being backed up by this blue and yellow clan. Not sure the name of this one, but nice, sizable clan nonetheless. Oh, and guys, look at these battle lines. This is what we live for. This right here is why I love these multiplayer events. You just don't get scenes like this in vanilla Bannerlord. The leader of Castile taken out there super early. Crikey, that was an assassination and a half by this blue clan, Guard Laub. Really nice fighting. So here we go. Huge push from Bretonnia on the right-hand side there. Corona Sibiricus falling back ever so slightly, just bending the line. Remember, guys, it's bend and don't break. We have a similar flank coming in from Corona Sibiricus, but the other formation from Bretonnia countering that nicely. So over here, we get down to eye height again. The Bretonians are fighting on the far right here. They'll basically be doing what they can to push through, see if they can get behind the enemy. Although, the Dukedom of Navarre here, giving them a run for their money. Oh, and Castile and the Ome Guard coming in as well. Look at this huge push from the Ome Guard. Forward momentum. This is what we like to see. Nothing the Bretonians can do there. They just were outnumbered. Nice play from Corona Sibiricus. Just spot where the enemy's weakest and commit a large portion of your force to take them out. Over on this side, we've got Blood Diamond fighting off against the Imperium Polskie, a Polish clan. It looks pretty even over here. I can't say which clan's going to win it. But you know, guys, all is fair in love and war. Any second, one of their allies could sweep in from the side and it could all be over. That said, the rebellion doing quite well over here. I thought it was going to be over when the Omega pushed through, but it looks like reinforcements from the Kingdom of Hordaland arrived just in the nick of time. They are now pushing in from the rear. There we go. Numbers now well and truly in favour of the rebellion. As they move forwards, yep, just look at this, guys. I know we've mentioned it so many times on the stream, but momentum is key. The rebellion just have the forward momentum, and as they move across the battlefield, taking out the Corona Sibiricus infantry one by one. But Sir Alex here and the remaining Corona Sibiricus infantry just moving to the top of this hill to consolidate their forces. He's probably getting as many men as he can to rally on the banner. So this is it, guys. We're witnessing the last stand of Corona Sibiricus. Let's see how long they can last. Currently outnumbered 2-1. Looking good. Heavy presence from the Dukedom of Gibraltar in their blue and white shields. I'll tell you what, they're outnumbered, but they are lasting quite a long time. I think Sir Alex has gone down. I can't see him on the battlefield anymore. And the last few men get taken out. And there we go, guys. It's all over for the men of Corona Sibiricus. That is another victory for the rebellion. Well played. Oh, so guys, really close at the moment. We've played 8 rounds in total, and so far 5 wins to Corona Sibiricus and 3 wins to the rebellion. So we've probably got enough time for maybe 2-3 at the most. So I think if the rebellion stand any chance at drawing or winning this one, they're pretty much going to have to win the next couple rounds. Otherwise, they're not going to be able to see this one through. Gosh, just going to grab some water. It's getting pretty parched doing all this commentating. Oh, yeah, that's the stuff. It's water, I promise. So here we go. So guys, just while we're waiting for the next round to start, just want to draw your attention to the lovely new UI that I have on the camera screen. So to my left, we have the chat. Any messages you send will appear there. And we also have a couple of handy links along the bottom, as well as the most recent subscriber who I want to draw attention to, because the person who is in that box, I have so much gratitude for. It's people like them that keep this channel alive and keep us on the onwards and upwards. One of the reasons I started this channel was basically just to promote Bannerlord. Honestly, I got into these events just over 2 years ago and I loved it so much. It kind of got me thinking, why aren't more people playing this? Because it's such an incredible thing. Hence the channel was born, and hence I constantly try and get as many players to join as possible. So with that in mind, let's jump into the next round. So we are joining round number 9, I believe. And we are currently looking at the Dukedom of Castile, who are currently out on the wide left flank of Corona Sibiricus. Although they are about to get intercepted by the BRE. Small engagement happening here on the far left flank of CI. Oh man, I hope Castile have some backup. Oh, I mean, if I was Bretonia, I would just charge in there. They outnumber them. Oh, but look at this. So no fighting. They are actually having a little one-on-one duel. Which players are these? I can probably find out by the mouse. We've got CI, the Red Duke, facing off against... Who's this? Just trying to focus on him and get it. There you go. Mallory de Mouzalon, the leader of Mouzalon of the Bretonians. Look at this, guys. This is what we like to see. When stuff like this happens, it's so cool because none of this is scripted. It's all impromptu. You know, sometimes the leaders... Oh, and Mallory takes it! Oh, the boys at Castile will not like that outcome at all. What an absolute blow to their morale. And guys, I don't think they've got the numbers. Bretonia able to clear up the leader and then able to probably clear up the infantry that are behind them as well. Very nice. We've got another small fight here. The Gibraltar going up against the Kingdom of Hordaland. This is really interesting, guys, because Gibraltar has a couple of ex-KOH players in it, so fighting their previous allies. You know, nice thing about Bannerlord, sometimes people change team, but it's all good. You know, we're all here to have fun. It's all pretty amicable. So whether you're fighting alongside your friends or fighting against them, we all know how to have fun. Oh yeah, look, the Kingdom of Hordaland just not having the numbers. Outnumbered about 2-1 here in the centre, and they go down. Moving across the rest of the battlefield, we've got the HGA here, coming up through the rear in the green. They need to get into the battle as quick as possible. They are committing their numbers to this side flank. Oh, and look at this. Archers from the Kingdom of the Franks. This is a North American clan, fighting from a different time zone. Just look at the rate of fire coming off this rock. They must be getting so many kills. Their allies coming in from the right-hand side here. Coronis Ibericus down the hill. The Knights of the Teutonic Order trying to dislodge them. Yep, doing a nice job. Even if they don't kill them, worth silencing them for now, because I think the positioning there was, yeah, it was worth getting them off those rocks as quick as possible. So here we go, guys. Huge push from the Teutonic Order through the centre here. Doing what they can. Oh, but look at the numbers. CI once again dropping slightly on the number front, and they're now outnumbered 3-1. So the last few members of Coronis Ibericus get sandwiched in the middle and yeah, there we go. Look, Archers back on the rocks. Nothing they can do to silence them. They will be taking out the cavalry. Yeah, like that one there goes down, and then the infantrymen just clean him up. There we go. Okay, so guys, this last round is going to be tense. I don't know if you just saw that admin message, but the next round is the last round. And if you look at the scores, it's currently 5 wins to Coronis Ibericus, and then when this round comes to an end, that will be a 4th victory to the rebellion side. So it's very rare actually this happens. Normally one of the clans or one of the teams will get ahead quite early on, but we actually have a really rare occasion right now where we're actually coming to a climax where the last round basically decides the battle. It is too late now for the rebellion to win, but if they win this next round, it will create an overall draw, which means it'll be a stalemate and there will be no winner this week. But let's see if they can do it. You know, Coronis Ibericus, I think we're going to see them push really, really hard. I think we're going to see them be super, super aggressive in this one, because we are now entering a winner takes all round. So let's start on the Coronis Ibericus side on this one. See if I can find him. Here we go. Nate, thank you for the follow, bud. I appreciate that. Now, honestly, people like you, bud, they make the channel what it is, you know, and I'm hoping to grow this over 2026 to try and compete with some of the big boys. You know, Matt's Fiefdom has always been quite a small channel focusing on Bannerlord, but yeah, just recently I'm trying to branch out into a bit of medieval, you know, Total War as well, as the interest for that is starting to build. But whatever we focus on, guys, this channel will forever be a historical / medieval channel. So whatever games we play, we'll always be channeling the vibes that you see here. So here we go, guys. Looking at the numbers at the top, the Rebellion are bringing 253 men to the battle. Coronis Ibiricus bringing 244. So actually they are starting the round with a slight disadvantage of about 9 men. Usually such a small difference shouldn't make too much of a difference, but it will mean the Rebellion have an ever so slight advantage in this one. Yep, I think that's wise from Le Couron Francais there, choosing to fall back to the safety of their allies as the Rebellion come charging in. Just look at this, guys. Every single one of them is a real player. No AI. Every one a real player. It's why the formations in this battle are always so good. The fighting is so much more cinematic. So interesting, guys. I thought Coronis Ibiricus would be playing quite aggressively. It looks like they are choosing to hold a nice, strong, straight battle line. So I don't know if they're going to let the enemy come to them. Yeah, okay, and the battle begins. Blood Diamond and Bretonnia starting the battle in the middle. A few men from Bretonnia in reserve, choosing to move right and help with the right flank. We've also got the men of Svanchi, a Czech clan, moving in from the left-hand side here. I don't think we've focused on them yet, but yeah, Svanchi or SVCI, very, very good clan as well. Oh, huge push from the Rebellion on this side. But keep in mind, on the left-hand side there, the Coronis Ibiricus doing exactly the same. But I will say, though, I think the Rebellion have a much bigger advantage over here. They are absolutely sandwiching Coronis Ibiricus in such a tight space there. Look, Order of Santiago stepping backwards, but they don't realise they're actually stepping backwards into the enemy as well. Really, really nice play. Over here, though, Coronis Ibiricus also getting in the back lines. So I think they were just about able to negate that kind of surrounding that happened on the other side, because the numbers are still fairly even. Coronis Ibiricus still about 10 men behind, though. You know, it's about the same difference as when the game started. Oh, I'm not sure, guys. Rebellion inching ahead ever so slightly. Let's see if Coronis Ibiricus can claw it back. HGA once again getting that early victory and then moving across the battlefield trying to find the next target. We've got here, I think this is the leader of the Order of Santiago, looking just like one of the characters from that Orlando Bloom film by Ridley Scott, Kingdom of Heaven. Very, very cool armor, probably inspired by that film, I'm sure. Ooh, still just 10 men behind on the Coronis Ibiricus side. I mean, actually less now, only 6 behind. Okay, so it was looking in favour of the Rebellion, it still is, but Coronis Ibiricus are putting up a mighty fine fight. Let's see if we can work out where they are. Looks, we've got the Sir Alex over here. Oh no, in fact, that wasn't Sir Alex, that was the leader of the BRE. He goes down. Ooh, about 30 versus 40 men or so now. Let's see, where's the main pocket of Coronis Ibiricus? Probably over here. Fighting against Garde l'Aube, which is a French clan, in the blue. They are doing what they can to hold off. Ooh, but as the match comes to a close, I think the last few Rebellion members just managed to hold it. And look at that, guys. Bringing round 10 to a close. I think that's going to be another Rebellion victory. But man, that was close. French Monk. Always good to see you on a stream, bud. How are you doing, my man? French Monk has a great channel, focusing a little bit more on the Napoleonic side of Bannerlord, but absolutely worth checking out. If you like this content, you'll absolutely like his as well. Oh, and there we go, guys. All the GGs come through in the chat. You can't see them because they're behind my face. But very, very good sportsmanship from both sides here. Yeah, cheeky message from the Rebellion there. Yeah, last win is the one that counts. So that does bring the Wednesday event for Coronis Ibiricus through to an end, with 5 wins for Coronis Ibiricus and 5 wins for the Rebellion. Really, really nice draw. And do you know what, guys? Really good to see, because it's very rare, actually, that we have events that end in draws like this. Usually one team tends to have a relative advantage the whole time. But yeah, it looks like in this one, the Rebellion were able to hold their own And guys, it is quite impressive because the Rebellion are a number of smaller clans, so they won't quite have the same cohesion because they'll have lots of individual commanders and individual chats, whereas Coronis Ibiricus, I think, act a little bit more like the Bretonnians on the Friday and Sunday events, where they'll have one commander in charge directing the whole force. So often in these open pitch battles, they tend to fare quite well because they can move as one solid group rather than individual commanders. So, yeah, I think that's it, guys. Although, that said, I don't know if I missed the message, because usually what happens is people tend to leave and start dropping off after the last round. So I'm trying to work out, like, have they just decided to play one more round for the fun of it? I mean, technically the event's over, but I think let's stick around and see what happens with this final round. Yeah, fair. I would almost hazard a guess and say that they must have agreed while we weren't looking just to do one final round for the decider. Because yeah, I've never seen an event end and so many people stick around, so this must be an official round. Oh, look at this, guys. The boys from HGA just moving in column formation towards the front line. This is so cinematic. Look at this. You've got the commander at the front. You've got the flag bearer coming around the side here. And you've got all the players marching in formation. Just look at this. This is what we came for, guys. Forget the fighting. We just want to see soldiers line up, get in formation, and do cool marching stuff like this. So here we go. Archers forming a nice battle line under these rocks. You can see the Rebellion coming in on the left there. Coronis Ibiricus on the right there, moving round. And the archers just trying to get as many shots as they can. Looks like a few men from HGA choosing to hold the hill just here. Oh, but look at this, guys. What is going on? No battle lines in this one. Both teams just getting stuck into it. Look at this. So the Rebellion are coming round on this side. Coronis Ibiricus choosing to hold them here. But where's the rest of their allies? Oh, they've been left behind. The rest of their allies moving onwards. They've just realised that their forces are committed. Oh man, they're going to have to get their men back into the fight as quick as possible. Really, really rough start for Coronis Ibiricus there. Yeah, French monk, I feel you, bud. Busy, busy, busy. That's the name of life these days. I don't know anyone that has a nice, peaceful life these days. I mean, look at me, you know. Rather than choosing to have a nice, relaxing Wednesday, deciding to get onto Bannerlord and spectate some fierce medieval fighting instead. Moving across the battle, guys. So the Rebellion do have the slight numbers advantage. Although, this is a huge push from Coronis Ibiricus around the flank here. This is a Polish clan. Imperium Polskie. They are moving into the back lines. Look at that forward momentum they've got. Perfect. Although, they are coming up against the Rebellion now, who are pushing them backwards piece by piece. Got Bobcats French clan there. Bannerlord in their black shields with a nice blue trimming. Very, very cool. They're one of the newer clans to Bannerlord. Really, really like their branding. Looks very nice. Guard of the Dawn, I think that stands for. Oh, and there we go. The fighting continues. So the main battle lines do seem to have broken down a little bit now. We've got pockets of fighting happening throughout the battlefield, but let's just see if we can work it out. Because look at the numbers, guys. Rebellion had an excellent, excellent start, but I think Coronis Ibiricus might just be pulling this one around. I think the Rebellion over here are winning it, but elsewhere on the battlefield, look, Coronis Ibiricus and their allies from the Imperium Polskie and the Teutonic Order, who are these White Knights, they are absolutely dominating in the center, and Coronis Ibiricus actually starting to gain the lead. Considering they were at a disadvantage earlier on, this is a fantastic comeback. Chris Reichman, thank you for the follow button, the subscribe. Super, super appreciate that. Means a lot to me. Cheers, bud. Bringing a little tear to my eye. There we go. Look at that, guys. Coronis Ibiricus leading their team to a victory in that last round. So these are the event organisers. But I mean, actually, despite it being the Corona Sibiricus team, it's actually the clans that have joined them. Some of the smaller clans who have actually carried them to victory there. So I'll let you guys decide if that was a Corona Sibiricus victory or just friends from the rebellion fighting on their side who carried them. I don't get involved in politics, so I'll let you guys decide that one. So lads, I think we were lucky enough to see one bonus round there, which was the final decider. Yeah, and there we go. So a number of players all dropping off the event now. This is what we like to see. But before we finish, let's just see some of these cavalry. So this isn't a real round, guys. This is just the end of the game. Typically, a lot of players spawn in as cavalry. And then we end the game with these nice kind of just for fun cavalry charges. So here we go. They're moving into the battlefield. Again, Kingdom of Heaven style. Oh, a few hits early on. Very, very nice. Very cool indeed. So guys, I'm going to switch back to the game camera because as those things come to an end, the cavalry fights tend to be not quite so interesting. So to everyone who joined us today, thank you so much. Honestly, this is only a small channel, so every single person that stayed and watched, big thanks to all of you. It really, really means a lot to me. I super appreciate it. I guess just a few words before we bring the stream to a close. I will be doing more streams like this, so if you like what you've seen, be sure to subscribe to the channel. You can also join the Kingdom of Hordaland, who's the clan that I play for, so if you liked what you saw in the event today, I will just plug them very quickly at the end of the stream. We participate in events just like this one, as well as some of the other big ones throughout the week, so if you do like what you see and you want to get involved in these events, yeah, just click on the link in the description below. It takes you through to our Discord, and yeah, we'll accept anyone, newbie or experienced, because the newbies are just the experienced players of the future, so we love them. And with that, let's move back to the camera. So guys, really good one today. Before we end, we'd also like to just say big thanks to the guys at Corona Sibiricus. They have a team of modders who create the maps for these events and obviously host all the servers, do all the technical work, and without them, these events couldn't happen, so big shout out to them as well. Also for the channel, I will be covering a little bit more of Medieval 3 Total War content as we sort of move into the future. I've always intended to. I've just been waiting for Creative Assembly, obviously, to reveal a bit more information about that. So not exactly sure what that's going to look like. I think for now, the live streams will always focus on Bannerlord. And I'm going to try and alternate between, one Bannerlord video, one Medieval 3 video as things move into the future. And really, the amount of Medieval 3 content will just depend on how much information Creative Assembly want to give us. But if they announce something, this channel is a great place to find it first. So guys, I don't know what else to say other than thank you very much. I've been Matt's Fiefdom, really enjoyed tonight, and I will see you all in the next one very, very soon. Enjoy the rest of your week.